Boom! I'm back. I'm your host, the MadLion of CLOJudah.com. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How everybody doing today on this nice Sunday right here? It's very nice. It's very cool. It was drastic, big change there was yesterday. It was 83, nice. I hope people they barbecue. Hope people had a chance to get out and get some of the sun, get some of this, this vitamin D and everything like that. But all in all, it's a good day, right? Hope everybody is blessed. Hope everybody is moving forward in their plans, and wherever your endeavors are, always try to keep it positive. And hey, make sure you keep on your journey. That's the first and foremost. So the purpose of this post, I guess, is basically to make a declaration for the most part. You've got a lot of subgroups, I call them, who question what do the African man or the black man stand for, right? And so I'm going to say what this African man stands for. I stand for the restoration of the African family and restoring the African woman back to her original place, her rightful place. In turn, breathing life into the African man and the child, which in turn build a nation. That's what I stand for. I stand for the cooperation of our people together. I stand for us to work together, build together. That's what we stand for. I stand for the healing of our nation and of our families. And you talk about this nation because this nation is not about healing us. This nation is not about progressing us. It's never has been. That's not what it's about. It never has been. And if you don't believe me, research and do your own journey. Figure it out, find out for yourself. But this African man right here stands for the restoration of the African family. We must restore the African woman back to her original place, her divine place. Because for me, when an African woman breathes life into her mate, into her king, that's the real power behind the throne. It's not who sits upon it, it's people who stand behind the throne. That's the real power. And the African women and African women have always been the power base. And when they breathe, and if you are worthy of that throne, and you sit upon that throne, you too breathe life into the nation, into your family, into the next generation coming up. So it's all together. So the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, that's not who we are. That's not for you. And the only way to combat this madness out here, the only true way to really combat this is through our culture. It's getting back to who we are. Now, I know for some of us, you say, man, I don't know. I don't know where I'm from, Africa. Well, if you truly want to know, that I guarantee you there are many ways for you to research. There are many ways to actually identify exactly where you're from. It's all about your drive of how much you really want to know. And let's say for the sake of argument, you don't have the means to really do that. Africa is that continent is yours. Throw a dart and say that's where you're from. But if you really want to know, and you really want to get down to the meat, potatoes, and everything, believe me, you will find a way. Talk to your elders and anybody that's left in your family. Anyone that kept up with the history in your family. That's key. That's where you start from. And then when you go as far as you could go right there, then now you got to go through the census. It could be pretty trying because why? Because you have surnames and your name jumps. Like my name jumped. My name jumped several times. You understand what I'm saying? And so, but that's how you get back to the base. That's how you get back to the root. That's how you combat all this madness out here. You understand what I'm saying? See, when you come through that portal of that African woman, when you come through that portal, that is what the ancestor told you. That's what you're going to be. If you are mine, That's the energy that you possess. You are mine. If you come through that portal as a woman, that's the energy that you come through. You're a woman. Not the fuckery out here, not the Decepticons and all about shit you got out here. We don't deal with that. Because if you can't deal with exactly what you are, then who the hell say that I'm going to allow my child to be taught by you? Or we have any type of an intelligent conversation, because that's not who you are. And the only way to truly combat that is getting back to your culture. Getting back to I and I. Giving back to one another. That's the only way that we're going to really combat this. And so what I'm saying today is that's my declaration. That's what I stand for. We got kids that's grown, that is up to age, or grown, or having grandkids, or having your grandkids. Your responsibility is to maintain your family. You must have a code. You must have some morals. This country no longer have morals. You have no code. You sure already know that. They're shown that, and they're proving that to you time and time again. Now, if anybody who knows me, you know I know the Pledge of Allegiance. Because why? Because we was taught that, and the only way you could pass the next grade is you have to basically recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay? You can't say one nation under God, visible with liberty and justice for all. You know that's a lie. Because if it was, you wouldn't have all this madness that you have out here still. But that got nothing to do with us. You understand? We must and have to get back to our culture. Our culture. Integration was the worst thing for us. They forced themselves upon us. Now they still forcing ourselves. They're still forcing themselves on us. Or, let me take that back. We're trying to be anything and everything we can so they'll like us still. We still trying to do that. Once you know your enemy don't like you, and they hate you, and everything about you make them sick, but they love you. They love what you can produce for them. They love you can entertain them. They love that you would give up your inventions and everything else and hide your credit. But being equal, truly being equal. Oh, I'm just going to tell everybody need to get ready for the Great Compromise of 1877, the great betrayal. You better pay attention. History repeats itself one way or another, but you need to pay attention. The only way to combat that, we must come together. We must practice our culture, and we must protect the family, the African family base. That's what I stand for. Once we restore the African woman back to her place, and the African man start getting breathed life into, it takes off from that point on. That is what I fight for. That is what I stand for. I don't stand for none of this fuckery I got out here. I don't stand for none of that. No, we ain't stand for that. No, we're not dealing with that. I'm a man. I'm an African man. I am proud to be a man. Simple as that. That's the energy that for which I came through this portal, and that's the energy which I leave this motherfucker. I'm not diverting from that. I'm not going to appease none of your fuckery out here. None of your isms and schisms. I'm not dealing with it. And no real African man should deal with it as well. They're going to take us 1,000 years. They're going to take us 10 generations to get back to where we was. Because we most definitely have forgotten who we are. Because it was done by design. So you will never wake up. For you always keep feeding the machine. But everything has a time and place. And so this is the time and place right now. I'm saying this because it's wild out here. They got all these different, they said there's 57 gender identity. Mano, boom, McCly, how you get 57 gender identity? Look, you know that song by Marty said, don't pay attention to all the signs on the road. Keep heading forward. Stop paying attention to all the distraction around. Because that's what they want to do. They want to keep you distracted. They want to keep you fucking bogged down with all this bullshit and all this madness. There's no code. They have no morals. And there's actually a video of a white professor actually saying that. There's actually a professor actually saying that. Now, you don't have to believe me. Do your own research. Do your own research. See it for yourself. And you ask yourself, logically, does that make sense? And who's saying that there's 57 gender identity? Who's saying that? As I call the awakening period, you're going to be awakening to a lot of things that's going to blow your mind, and you have to be strong enough to basically repel it. Some of us are not. And some of us are going to fall right in line with that. So be it. But we must maintain the African family. We must return the African woman back to her original place. And we must free ourselves. Simple as that. We must free ourselves. Mentally, spiritually, and physically. We must. That's just what I stand for. And that is my declaration for today. That's what I stand for. Spiritually, you already know about religion. If you don't know, there's too much information out here right now for you not to know. You have to want to know. You have to be driven like a madman to know. That's what has to happen. You want to know why everybody tell you that Christianity is a bunch of bullshit? Research and find out for yourself and make your own conclusion. While I say Christianity is bullshit, I did my research. Why I think the Roman Catholic Church is bullshit, I was part of the Roman Catholic Church and I did my research. That's why. Europeans do not like Africans. Maybe a small percentage do. Maybe a small percentage will understand that this shit cannot last. But understand that they believe that you are the enemy, and they have been showing you that time and time again. So how do you combat that? We must have to come together. We must come together. I know that didn't make no sense what I said, but we must come together. That's just facts. We have to. We must abandon this European ideology that we have and fight back to our African roots. That's the only way that we're going to combat this shit. Not by the guidelines they have, because they don't follow their own guidelines. They keep showing you and proving to you they don't follow their own guidelines. And yes, I will have to say 2%. I said it before and I say it again. 2%. Okay? So I believe that the Most High has given us the African woman, because that's who we need to be with. She knows what she needs to do. The African woman is not dumb. She knows. She knows what needs to be done. And subconsciously, she already said, oh, you know what? I know he's having a rough time. I know he's doing the best he can. We're going to find a way. And vice versa. Because what? The African woman get tired too. She get tired of being holding everything up. So it's a yin and yang. It's push and pull. It's always give and take. But you're working to a common goal. It's keeping the family together, passing on your culture, passing on your morals and codes. So when they do get old, they have something that they can build on. That's the whole point. Because see, when you raise your kids and everything like that, you give them the moral and the code that your family gave you. Like, my mom was hardcore. I get it now. I understand now. You know what I'm saying? She gave us some morals, and she gave us a code to live by. And to this day, I live by that code. And I have the morals that she set forth. Yes, you're gonna go out in this world, and you're gonna know what the world's all about. Are you gonna let the world conquer you, or are you gonna conquer the world? Are you gonna follow behind everybody else, or are you gonna be a trendsetter? You know what I'm saying? That's how my mom always taught us. And so this is where I am today. So all I want to say out here today, look, African family, look. It's a lot of fuckery out here is about to come up real soon. A lot of shit about to come to pass. Man, you most definitely, man, please, if you have some morals, start teaching your kids some morals. Start teaching your kids some code of honor. Because half of you out here don't even know what that really is. Like, for example, let's give you an example. So When I was growing up, my mom demanded always that you walk the woman to the house, to the young lady to the house, right? So what does that signify when you do that? When you walking the young lady up to the house, or you walking up to the door of the young lady's house and knocking on the door, basically you represent yourself and your family. You saying, hey, sir, I'm here to take out your daughter. Of course, the father's gonna give you the shit. That's what he's supposed to do. You're taking his daughter from his protection, and he's giving his daughter to you on the base that you too is gonna protect her and make sure she's good. So it's a lot of stuff that goes on there when you walk up to that door and you knock on there and you ask for the young lady that you taking out. Vice versa. It works the same way it works in the opposite. It's a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit different, but it's the same process. That lets you know that you have a code. That your parents raised you right. Your comings and your goings. It's all about respect. And half of the generation, this generation right here, don't even know remotely what I'm talking about. I have a clue. Maybe a small percentage does. So the only way we could combat this madness out here that Babylon is pushing down, and try to teach this fuckery to our babies now, you must have a code. You must have morals. You must teach that. Get back to your culture. Get back to where it is to be an African. And this is the quest that I continue to be on. Regardless of how old I am right now, you're never too old to learn. So today, hey, add on to this declaration. Add on to this declaration. This is for the real mind. This is for the real women. Nah, the fuckery out here, y'all out here talking about binary and all this shit. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. Yeah. You can't have chaos and call that balance. That's chaotic. You have to be balanced. And this is what you must, this is what we must do. That's what we have to do. You must be balanced. Chaos only brings on chaos. It doesn't bring on balance. To keep doing the same thing over and over again is insanity. So today, stand up for yourself, stand up for your family, stand up for your nation, the African nation. Because you already know this nation don't care about you. You know that the nation going to try to continue to infect you and try to basically water us down to the point where there will be no remnants of who we truly are. Restore the African family, restore the African woman back to her original place, and we'll free ourselves. That's what I stand for. You got anything else to add on to that? Add on to the declaration. But that's what the African mind I am stands for. See? So, peace and blessing to you. As the earth on this side right here is about to go to sleep, turn over. It's about to be night real soon. The sun don't set, people. Just keep remembering that. And I'll see you next time. Peace.
Thank you for watching CLOJudah. Please follow our social media platforms. On Twitter, we are CLOJudah. On Facebook, CLOJudah.com. On Instagram, CLOJudah. On Twitch, CLOJudah. And YouTube, CLOJudah. As well as visit our website, CLOJudah.com. Please visit all our social media platforms. Follow us, subscribe to us, send us a message or leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching.